Hi, welcome back. I'm Rabbi Rick Fox with MEOR Penn. Thanks for tuning in. Well, we got a lot of midterms. We got a lot of midterms happening at Penn, and it's axiomatic that the midterm should be stressful, but not as stressful as the final exam, right? The final exam is the culmination of everything. What's the hardest thing I gotta do? My final exam. Well, Abraham, our forefather, was subjected to 10 tests, and the 10th one should be the hardest, right? Well, interestingly, the 10th test, according to some commentators, is having to negotiate the burial of his wife. Interesting. This takes place after last week when he had to sacrifice his own son. It seems like having to negotiate a burial place should be a little bit easier than needing to overcome your entire life and sacrifice your own son. And yet we see that it's not necessarily true because Abraham's culmination is here. How can that be? Well, perhaps the greatness of the test can sometimes give us the energy to perform properly. For example, when you have your final exam, you can push yourself to stay up all night because you know this is it. I'm gonna push myself because after tomorrow I'm gonna be done, finished. Abraham perhaps thought he was done with all the tests after having to bind Isaac. And yet he's confronted by a charlatan, by a swindler who wants to rip him off for a burial plot for his wife. And the question is, does he have the stamina to be kind and patient in this situation? And that's exactly what we want to be as Jewish people. We don't want to wait for the biggest event of our lives to show our moral character. Rather, we want to bring it out in our daily lives, in the mundane things we have to do. Do we have patience? Are we kind in those moments? That's what it means to be a descendant of Abraham. So let's all strengthen ourselves every day to find those little moments where we can show how kind we are and how nice we are, and not wait for those once a year final moments to show that we're moral people. I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.